Hey, it's Marina, travel experta. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about enjoying a gastronomical experience. Are you ready to make every day an adventure? Let's begin. So, what is a gastronomical experience? I know that sounds so complex and whatnot. Basically, it's eating, right? It's literally just eating something that is not just about eating. It is this colorful, flavorful explosion of wonder in your mouth. I know that sounds completely crazy and amazing, but it's true. Until we went out and did this experience with me and my husband, I wouldn't even believe that something like this exists. Here's the little backstory. I have wanted to do and go to experience, literally, it's not just to go and dine out, but have a Michelin star, a three Michelin star experience. And because me and my husband are vegetarian, pretty much mainly vegan, it's kind of hard to find a good Michelin star restaurant that has a lot of plant-based options, right? Usually the majority of them are either seafood or certainly have some sort of a meat. In Manhattan, because we were visiting New York City, there's two restaurants that are really plant-based. But here's the clincher. Here's the problem with going to Michelin star restaurants. They get booked up in seconds. Seconds. I mean, you cannot get a reservation. And I was trying for like 3 to 4 months because I knew way in advance. Anyways, couldn't get one. So I was like, okay, there's Michelin star restaurants start off as restaurants that are eventually discovered. So I was looking for something. I'm like, what can we find? And that's how I found this amazing restaurant called Dirt Candy. And you could tell that they really want to get to the Michelin star level, but they're almost there, I would say. Personally, I think that they should, but that's a whole other story. So they have the same kind of criteria as a Michelin star restaurant. So Michelin star restaurants are usually it's it's dishes, right? You don't choose what you want. They serve you this. It's either could be a 5 course, 6 course, 8 course meal, depending on the restaurant. Dirt Candy is the only vegetarian. It's probably one of the very first, by the way, vegetarian restaurants in Manhattan on the Lower East Side. So I immediately made a reservation for me and my husband. We really had no idea what it was going to be, but it's pricey. It's not as pricey as a Michelin star, but it's certainly pricey. And it was, I think, five course meal, and they offer you vegan or vegetarian. So when we arrived, and also Michelin star restaurants, you could do a wine sample with this, but we chose to just do the food and bought drinks. We're not really big on the wine. So it was a 5 course meal, and they bring you these tiny little meals, and you're like, I'm never going to fill up, but you do. But the meals, you have to check the prefix menu because it usually changes, but it is literally a gastronomical experience. It is an explosion of flavors of how the chef put it's an art form. This is when you realize what art is when they talk about culinary arts. Like there's a reason why it is a culinary art. And this restaurant was my first, I guess, journey, my first foot into something this amazing. And now I constantly look for restaurants like that. So even though I'm completely recommending Dirt Candy, what I am really recommending is to find that culinary art, that gastronomical adventure, that experience, to go beyond what just regular dining out in a restaurant is all about. It is truly an adventure. So, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please leave me a review and share with your friends. And hopefully, it inspired you to go make every day an adventure and find that gastronomical, that culinary art experience and adventure because you will not ever regret it. It could be a little bit pricey, but it's worth every penny because that will be a memory that you will be talking about forever. And if you want more ideas for making everyday an adventure and culinary arts and experiences, make sure to go to my website, travelexperta.com, travelexpert with an A.com. And remember, make every day an adventure.